dinner party, the largest amount of work fell on the cook. Not only did she have to plan the meal with the lady of the house, but she had to do the shopping and she had to prepare all of the dishes. And we're talking about up to 24 dishes for some dinners. Plus, she had to attend to all of her regular duties of feeding the family during the day, prepping for the next day's meals, etc. The cook was one of the most trusted servants in a Regency era house. That was because they had the ability to charge to their employers' accounts when they were out shopping, and they had access to a lot of very expensive things, including the drinks and meats and all of those things. And so it was really easy for a cook to get away with things without being noticed for a while. So when they were selecting their cooks, they would always make sure that it was somebody that they could trust. Now, for bigger houses during the Regency era, a cook would have a kitchen maid who could help out with all of these crazy duties the night of and during the day of a dinner party. And the kitchen maid would also, on a daily basis, be in charge of the servants' meals and cleaning up around the kitchen. If it wasn't a large house and you didn't have a large family, the cook would have to be doing all of that herself, cooking, cleaning, and on normal days she would be up before the family woke up in the morning and wouldn't go to bed until they had gone to bed in the evening. And I can only imagine how early she would have had to get up for a dinner party where she's doing a ridiculous amount of extra work. Now, not all of her work would be done the day of a dinner party. Some of the Regency dishes had to be done in advance. For example, Mr. Bingley's white soup, that had to be started at least a day in advance because it had to sit for a while. And there were several dishes like this if you go through 18th and early 19th century cookbooks, things that you'd have to let rest for a while and then you would come back to. Then you also had a lot of dishes that had to be made right before serving. And if you are one person working in a kitchen and it has to get all of these dishes done right at the same time so they can go up to the dining room, it had to get pretty crazy in those Regency era kitchens. Today I am going to be showing you a little bit about what went into a white soup. And we are using our modern conveniences today. I'm using my Instant Pot to make this go a lot faster because we can do that these days. So I have here the ingredients to a white soup. I have my water already in the pot, and there are a lot of interesting things that went into this. First, we have a whole chicken, and then you would have bacon and anchovies. And on the vegetable and grain side, you're going to have onions and celery, which is a pretty common thing in soups. But you also have rice, and we have some fresh thyme and tarragon and marjoram, and we also have peppercorns. So this is all going to go in the pot and it's going to cook. I think the original recipe says to cook gently until the chicken meat is fully cooked and the liquid is flavorful. We are just going to do it for probably 30 or 40 minutes in the Instant Pot. And after that, we're going to strain all the chunks out, and let the broth that is left over sit in the fridge overnight. The next day, we will skim off all of the fat and the other crud that comes to the top, discard that. And then we will cook it with a cup of almonds, ground almonds. And after that has cooked for about 10 minutes, we're going to strain it all out, and we'll put in an egg yolk and some cream to thicken it up a little bit, and then heat it back up. And there is your famous white soup. This was the dish that they all had to wait on before they could have Mr. Bingley's Netherfield Ball. He said, "As soon as Nicholas has made white soup enough, I shall send round my card." So there you have it, a little glimpse into what Regency era cooks would have had to do leading up to a crazy Regency dinner party. And I hope you join us next week for the start of the actual dinner party. Thanks for watching, and that's your historical detail.